Ever wondered why your political views feel so personal? Because they are. Your ideology isn't just about policies, it's a mirror reflecting your deepest fears, desires, and trauma. Today, we're exposing what your political beliefs really say about who you are. Buckle up. Conservatism. You're conservative? Let's be real, you crave stability because chaos terrifies you. You worship the nuclear family, organized religion, the military, and property rights. Why? Because they're anchors in a spinning world. Maybe you had a strict upbringing, or maybe modern life feels too unpredictable. You believe traditions aren't just customs, they're survival guides. Critics say you're stuck in the past, afraid of progress. But are you preserving wisdom or just resisting change because it's uncomfortable? Deep down, you might fear that without these pillars, society crumbles. Or is it that you crumble? Liberalism. Ah, the liberal. You believe in individual rights, democracy, equality before the law, free markets with rules, and keeping religion out of government. You're idealistic. Some might say naive. You think everyone deserves a fair shot and that progress happens through reason and justice. But here's the thing. Are you genuinely principled, or do you just hate being told what to do? Maybe you rebelled against strict parents or felt stifled by rigid systems. You champion freedom and fairness, but critics wonder if you're ignoring human nature's darker side. Do you really believe in utopia, or are you just scared of authority? Moderatism. The moderate, the political Switzerland. You stay in the Overton window, avoiding extremes like they're radioactive. You're apolitical or claim both sides have good points. Pragmatic? Sure. Cowardly? Maybe. You avoid conflict because taking a stand feels risky. Are you truly balanced or just scared of being canceled, judged, or wrong? Critics say you lack conviction. You say you're reasonable. But let's be honest, are you keeping the peace or are you just exhausted and checked out? Sometimes neutrality is wisdom. Sometimes it's just fear dressed up as maturity. Capitalism. You love capitalism because you believe in self-made success. Private property, competition, profit. These aren't just economic terms. They're your life philosophy. You think hard work equals rewards and that freedom to succeed also means freedom to fail. Maybe you're entrepreneurial, ambitious, or grew up believing nothing's free. Critics call you greedy or blind to systemic inequality, but you'd argue you're realistic. You trust individuals over governments. Deep down, you might fear dependency or handouts because they feel like weakness. Or maybe you just really like money. Either way, you believe merit wins, even when it doesn't. Socialism. Socialist? You think the game is rigged. Workers should own what they produce. You support cooperatives, democratic workplaces, taxing the rich, and nationalizing industries. You prioritize equality and social ownership. Maybe you've struggled financially or watched loved ones get crushed by the system. You're driven by compassion, or is it envy? Critics say you want to punish success. You say you want fairness. Here's the question. Are you fighting for justice, or are you bitter about what you don't have? Either way, you believe collective power beats individual greed. You're a dreamer, but can dreams pay rent? Syndicalism. Syndicalism, socialism's edgy younger sibling. You believe in unions, strikes, direct action, and revolutionary worker syndicates running everything. You trust workers more than politicians because politicians always disappoint. Maybe you've been exploited by bosses or betrayed by empty campaign promises. You're radical, impatient, and unafraid to disrupt. Critics call you extreme. You call yourself empowered. But ask yourself, are you truly revolutionary or just angry? Not that anger is bad, sometimes it's fuel. But can rage alone build a better world or just burn down the old one? Corporatism. Corporatism organizes society by profession. Farmers, soldiers, engineers. Everyone assigned roles based on skills. Workers, employers, and the state negotiate together for efficiency. You value order, expertise, and cooperation across classes. You're pragmatic, believing harmony beats conflict. Critics confuse you with corporatocracy, rule by big business, but that's not you. You think everyone has a place where they contribute best. Maybe you love structure or believe teamwork solves everything. But here's the rub. Does assigning roles respect individuality, or does it trap people in boxes? You're the ultimate organizer, but can you organize freedom? Libertarianism. Libertarian? You worship freedom like it's a religion. Maximum autonomy, minimal government. You want people to make their own choices, even stupid ones, without the state babysitting. Equality before the law, life, liberty, property. That's your creed. Maybe you distrust authority or resent being controlled. Critics say you're selfish or unrealistic. You say you're principled. But let's dig deeper. Are you championing liberty for all or just for yourself? Do you hate government because it restricts freedom or because you don't want to pay taxes? You're fiercely independent, maybe too independent. Can society function if everyone's an island? Separatism. Separatist? You want out. Your ethnic, cultural, or regional group deserves its own nation. You feel oppressed, misunderstood, or dominated by a larger power. You crave sovereignty and self-determination. Maybe your identity feels erased or your people have suffered. You believe independence equals dignity. Critics call you divisive. You call yourself proud. But here's the tension. Is separating the answer, or does it just create new borders and new conflicts? You're driven by identity and justice. But can nationalism heal, or does it just divide differently? You want freedom, but at what cost? Communism. Communist? You dream big. No private property, no classes, no money, no state. Everyone gets what they need, not what they grab. You're idealistic, believing humans can transcend greed. Maybe inequality makes you sick, or utopian visions inspire you. Critics point to history's failures. Stalin, Mao, starvation. You say, that wasn't real communism. Fair enough. But here's the hard question. Are you ignoring human nature or betting humanity can evolve? You're hopeful, maybe naive. You want equality so badly you're willing to gamble everything. It's beautiful. It's also terrifying. Can we share, or do we always take? Feminism. Feminist? You fight for equality between sexes. You believe societies prioritize men and that women get the short end. You push for equal rights, challenge stereotypes, and demand better opportunities. Maybe you face sexism or watched others suffer it. You're motivated by justice. Critics say you hate men. You say you hate inequality. But let's challenge this. Are you fighting for equality or superiority? Most feminists want fairness, but some blur the line. You're passionate, driven, and tired of excuses. You're a fighter. But are you fighting the right battle or just fighting? Anarchism. Anarchist? You reject all rulers. Authority itself is the enemy. You want voluntary associations, mutual aid, no government. You believe people can self-organize without coercion. Maybe you've been burned by corrupt systems or seen power breed oppression. You're radical, idealistic, and uncompromising. Critics call you chaotic. You call yourself visionary. But seriously, can humanity really govern itself without descending into chaos? You believe in freedom so hard you're willing to gamble on it. You're brave. Or reckless. Maybe both. Can order exist without authority, or is that just fantasy? Environmentalism. Environmentalist? Nature comes first. You want recycling, emission cuts, pollution stopped. Climate change keeps you up at night. You value sustainability over profit. Maybe you love the outdoors or fear what we're leaving future generations. Critics call you alarmist. You call yourself realistic. But let's be honest. Are you truly saving the planet or just virtue signaling? Most environmentalists care deeply, but some just want to feel morally superior. You're the conscience of society. But can guilt alone change behavior, or does it just annoy people into ignoring you? Populism. Populist? You channel the masses. What the people want, the people get. You divide the world, us versus them, people versus elites. You're anti-establishment, anti-politics, thriving on popular support. Maybe you feel ignored by entities or betrayed by traditional politics. Critics say you're manipulative. You say you're democratic. But here's the rub. Are you empowering the people or just exploiting their anger for power? Populism can liberate or destroy. You trust the crowd, but crowds can be wise, or mobs. Which are you leading? Republicanism. Republican? Not the party, the ideology. You reject monarchy. Power belongs to citizens, not royalty. Leaders should be chosen, not born into privilege. You value merit and accountability. Maybe you despise inherited power or believe everyone deserves a fair shot at leadership. Critics might confuse you with conservatives. You're not. You're about democratic structure. You believe leadership is earned. But ask yourself, does rejecting monarchy guarantee fairness or just replace one elite with another? You want justice, but systems can betray ideals. Can republics stay pure? Progressivism. Progressive? You reject the past. Traditions should be questioned, not worshipped. You prioritize progress over heritage. Your conservatism's opposite. Change excites you. Maybe old norms felt suffocating or you believe the future holds something better. Critics say you're reckless, throwing away wisdom. You say you're forward-thinking. But here's the challenge. Is change always progress, or sometimes just chaos rebranded? You're optimistic, believing the best is ahead. But what if some traditions existed for reasons you don't understand yet? You're a dreamer. Dreams can inspire or crash. Imperialism. Imperialist? Bold choice. You believe nations should expand through force. Strong nations rule weak ones, spreading civilization. You insist colonized people benefit from advanced culture. Critics call you oppressive. You call yourself ambitious. Let's cut through it. Are you spreading progress or justifying conquest? You value national glory and might. Maybe you believe your culture is superior. But here's reality. History judges imperialism harshly. Domination creates resentment, not gratitude. You're unapologetically bold, but boldness without empathy is just brutality. Are you a leader or a conqueror? Egalitarianism. Egalitarian? You want total equality. All citizens deserve equal rights and treatment. You prioritize fairness above all. Maybe you've witnessed injustice or felt discrimination sting. You're motivated by dignity and compassion. Critics say you're unrealistic. People aren't equal in ability. You say they deserve equal opportunity anyway. But here's the tension. Can equality coexist with freedom? If people are free, outcomes differ. You're the champion of the underdog. Noble. But can you equalize without suppressing? Fairness is beautiful. Forced fairness? Less so. Transhumanism. Transhumanist? You want humanity upgraded. Technology should overcome challenges, achieve immortality, enhance minds and bodies. You're futuristic, optimistic, and unafraid of change. Maybe you're fascinated by potential or frustrated by human limits. Critics call you unnatural. You call yourself visionary. But seriously, should we transcend humanity, or is that hubris? You're driven by curiosity and ambition. You see no limits. But what if some boundaries exist for reasons? You're the ultimate futurist. But can technology save us or doom us? You're betting on evolution. Bold. Communitarianism. Communitarian? Community beats individualism. Collective good outweighs personal desires. You think left-right politics is limiting and both sides offer value. You reject absolute individualism as selfish. Maybe you crave belonging or believe cooperation is key. Critics say you suppress freedom. You say you're building something stronger. But here's the question. Can community thrive without sacrificing individuality? You're motivated by togetherness. Beautiful. But can we exist without erasing me? You believe we're better together. Probably true, but at what cost? Authoritarianism. Authoritarian? You value order through power. Strong central authority demanding obedience is necessary. You prioritize stability over freedom. Maybe chaos scares you, or you believe people need guidance. Critics call you oppressive. You call yourself realistic. But let's be blunt. Are you protecting society or controlling it? You trust authority because you fear anarchy. But authority corrupts, always. You're a guardian of order, but who guards the guardians? You want safety, but cages feel safe too. Fascism. Fascist? People are weak divided, strong united under one banner. You support authoritarianism, reject democracy, embrace dictatorship, and promote ultranationalism. Your nation matters more than others' rights. You suppress opposition and reject individualism for the nation's perceived good. You believe hierarchy is natural. Critics call you tyrannical, and they're right. You're driven by a desire for strength and unity, but unity through force isn't unity, it's submission. History has shown fascism leads to suffering. You want power, but power without humanity is monstrous. Nazism. Nazism is fascism with genocidal racism. If you're Nazi, you believe the Aryan race is superior and should rule the world. You define Aryans narrowly: white, straight, able-bodied, non-Jewish. Everyone else is subhuman. You support eugenics and extermination. You're driven by hate, supremacy, and delusion. There's no debate here. History has judged Nazism as absolute evil. 6 million Jews murdered, millions more dead. If you identify with this, you're not misunderstood. You're wrong. Morally, historically, completely. This isn't ideology, it's atrocity. So what does your ideology reveal about you? Are you the person you think you are, or is there more beneath the surface? Drop your thoughts below. And subscribe for more deep dives into what makes us tick.